Hello there, I'm Boo, and I like drawing, maximizing my hours in all the Pokemon games to find Chinese, and I really love to complain about lore in World of Warcraft. Man, my heart goes out to everyone who did this while this was current content. I don't know how you guys did it. If anyone in the comments did this while it was current content, please tell me how you did it and if you're still a sane person or if you lost a little bit of yourself while you did this. Hello, and welcome back to a new episode on the channel. Today, today I have a little bit of everything once again. Obviously, we have a weekly vault because, well, since I'm just doing one video per week, I can just always give you at least one weekly vault, since I'm also just doing current content at the moment. We are on the Forbidden Reach, I know, the most current content of it all, and we're also taking a little trip to Ny'alotha, just like every week, because I'm trying to get the Ny'alothian All-Seer, that very cool jellyfish that drops from Ny'alotha. Or not. It mostly does not drop at all. And also a few other things, but that's what's going to happen today, and I can't wait to take you along for the ride. Alrighty, it is vault time, and also this is a very special vault. Also, why is my character not looking into the camera? Ah, because I was off-centered. Apologies for that. Anyway, this is a very special vault because I finally managed to get my ahead of the curve. And also, it's Wednesday, and it's the Wednesday that we finally get our dinars, or diners? Dinars, right? We pronounce it dinars. I mean, at least we pronounce it dinars in German, I think. And that means that once you have defeated 4 different plus dungeons or 4 different bosses in the Undermine, you can buy yourself some stuff from this vendor. And that means that I can buy myself the Jester Diamond, which is, I think, my best item from this vendor. But so far I haven't done anything because I just spawned. But that is a very nice thing that they finally added this. I wish they would add this sooner. I also wish that at some point they would just give us catalyst charges all the time, so you can also waste them for transmog and stuff, even if you do current content. But, you know, Blizzard. Also, I brought home a very nice belt from my little raiding adventure. I got a token, and also yesterday I also acquired a robe from an M+ dungeon because I did quite a lot of M+ last week. I actually sat down and got done some 12 dungeons, which is very exciting because that means that my 3K is actually coming closer and closer, and might be actually something that I get done this season. But for now, we're gonna check our loot specialization. Yep, it's still Shadow. And we're gonna generate some loot for Shadow, and maybe this is gonna be my first cool vault. Fingers crossed. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, so from the raid, we got pretty cool pants, which are, I think, my biz pants, if I'm not mistaken, because these are not set pants, but these are offset pants. So there's nice. We got a belt that we would only take for transmog, and we got everyone's favorite slot, wrists. Okay, so the raid vault, apart from the pants, not that good. And now we go to the mythic vault, which first of all has a mace with haste, which is cool, but I got a crafted staff, and I'm not really thinking about or planning about taking that off, so eh. We got hands, which is kind of good because we're still running around with champion hands, and I think that you would usually take these pants. So it's kind of funny that I got the turned hands and the not turned pants in my vault because I can't take them both. And we also, hey, we got our biz ring 1 week after I created one for myself because I couldn't wait any longer. Okay, very the usual. And of course we got one of the worst trinkets from our delves, so yay. I mean, all in all, at least there is some good stuff in here. It's a little bit funny that they give me my biz ring now and I don't think I will take it. You know what they say, Wednesdays are a day for a lot of simming. Very old World of Warcraft saying. Yeah, but apart from that, we also have a sign of the past because it's classic Timewalking. Whoops, because it's classic Timewalking. And that means that we also have a quest for, doing 5 Timewalking dungeons. and that will give us a normal chest, which, well, at least there's gonna be transmog in it, I hope. So I guess I will sign up for a classic dungeon, and then I will not have fun in there because I'm a shadow priest, and shadow priests are simply no fun in dungeon where nothing lives very long, which has been a problem of the shadow priest for pretty much ever. that has never changed. And oh yeah, transmog check. I actually changed my transmog. We are currently a very infinite dragon. That I can also prove with my dragon farm in just a second. But this is actually a pretty neat set that I mostly built around the PvP appearance of Ny'alotha that you get from honor level 50? I don't know. Some honor level. And the hands and the chest and the legs, or rather the feet, are from the infinite dragon armor that you get if you do the Chromie dungeon from Dragonflight on hardcore without anyone ever dying. I think you still can do that achievement, but you need at least 3 people, I think, because you need to pick up items. And because you pick them up, you cannot die anymore. It's a rather annoying achievement, and I'm very glad that I got it done while it was current content, because I would never like to bother to do it now, even though you get such a cool set. And the shoulders and the girdle are actually from a Shadowlands PvP set from the first season, which is a pretty cool ordeal. And I also think it goes very, very well along with the black armor of the Dracthyr and also this appearance. Yeah. We are currently not so much, old gods Dracthyr. We are more an infinite Dracthyr, but, where is the line between the two? Where is it? Exactly. There is none. Alrighty, we're back in Ny'alotha because, I want my jellyfish, or at least I want my skip so I can farm this jellyfish with more than one character, because if you think that I'm running through Ny'alotha with multiple characters before I have the skip, just to get another mount that has like a super low percentage drop chance, then you are mistaken, because I did that with Invincible and Invincible only, okay? And that was the only mount that was worth the attempts, okay? And maybe the Shackled Orzo. No, wait, I only farmed the Shackled Orzo with the skip already active. Anyway, as always, I love to start in front of Rathian, simply because of the fact that I love my boy Rathian, and so far, everything that I've read about the revisited horrific visions, man, that is a tongue twister for me, I don't know why, they're kinda kicking Rathian out of the story picture once again, because they don't like this character, which I don't even know what to say about that. Anyway, we are in our new drip, because I have picked everything from the vault that I wanted, and I was shortly on the item level of 666, and then I wanted to make a screenshot, and you know what I did then? I didn't. I forgot. But no matter. We're gonna loot quickly this cutie pie. Hello? We're gonna quickly loot this cutie pie. And I think, wait, let me see. No, that is Sanctum, but I think I started this the same week that I started doing Ny'alotha. So we probably, yep, we have 2 more IDs, and then we finally have the skip, and then I can just shoo a few more of my characters through this beautiful raid, and maybe we're gonna get lucky and get a jellyfish along the way at some point. You know? It's gonna happen. I can feel it. I can feel it in my jellies. Yeah, this is actually a transmog that I've been excited about ever since I've seen the new priest set on my priest, actually. This is the mythic version. I don't have the pants, but I wouldn't transmog them anyway, even though I think they look kinda cool, because these are the pants, but I like to combine them with like very short ones. With my characters. And once again, I'm wearing my beautiful PvP appearance of Ny'alotha that I finally have. And I combined it with a back piece from Torghast, which goes very well along with my dagger, which is pretty cool because I basically never use these back pieces, even though I think they look amazing. So yeah, little shout out to Shadowlands, my least favorite expansion of them all, but at least the transmog was fire. I know that I say this every single time that I'm here, but Ny'alotha is such a vibe. I really hope that they reuse these art assets again in this place, because it's as far as like Lovecraftian old gods lore and looks go, I think this is such a perfect way of like putting it into picture, because that is always the problem for me, at least, with like all these old gods and Lovecraftian things. They're so much based on the it is so insane you cannot comprehend it with your feeble mortal mind that it's really hard to portray it with your feeble mortal mind. But this Blizzard cooked here, honestly. You know, the thing I'm most excited for skipping is the trash before mode. That is like the most annoying part of Ny'alotha. I don't mind the long ways of walking. I don't mind all the extra bosses and all the extra quarters, but like this is truly just created to drive one insane. It's so bad, man. Oh, brother. And it takes forever. I mean, it also doesn't help that I'm doing this with a Shadow Priest of all classes. Yay, we're finally getting corrupted mementos from all the bosses. I mean, not the bosses, all the little extra bosses. And oh my god, please don't leave without me. Ah, I'm so slow. I always forget if this is one of the elevators that just waits until you stand on top of it and then starts ascending, because there are a few like that. And also, oh, look at this. It's so beautiful. I love this raid. This raid is so gorgeous. Aw, man. Someone in the comments said that they also really like Ny'alotha, but like that the ending of Ny'alotha and the ending of N'Zoth really ruined it for them, and I can absolutely understand that. But as, you know, as a big Arthur's lover, I can only say that the best way of sometimes just playing World of Warcraft is completely ignoring the canon. Because if I wouldn't ignore what happened in Shadowlands, and especially at the end of Shadowlands, I don't think I would be able to play this game anymore. And thankfully, since they're not that good with their own lore, they don't actually write that much about old lore. And if it comes up, then I just also continuously ignore that. I mean, let's see how Midnight is going to be, because I just expect that in Midnight we are going to have quite a lot of old gods influences, and also possibly Sylvanas. And I'm not excited about that one whatsoever. Actually, kinda not looking forward to it at all. So, you know, talk to me again when that has happened, and I will have to ignore so much current lore. But hey, I made it through Dragonflight and all its Rathian slander, so I guess I will manage to get through Midnight. Hopefully. Let's hope. Let's hope. Now that I think of it. Not so sure about it anymore. Oh no. Alrighty. We did it. Only took forever and ever, because this raid is very long. So, let's see. Did we get a jellyfish? No, we did not get a jellyfish. But I noticed I haven't opened my confiscated cultist's bag, which can contain a kitty cat. So, let's see. Are we getting a kitty cat? No, no, and no. No kitty cat for us either. Just a few Valor Stones, which is kinda nice, because after spending the entirety of last ID on the 2k maximum, because I was not able to upgrade anything, it's kinda nice that I can now, once again, gather Valor Stones again, which is so much fun. Yay, good system. I love it. Alrighty, we have a cache of undermined treasures. I mean, it's just a normal chest. Next week, I think we have a heroic chest, but nevertheless, let's see. Drum roll, please. And shoes. Okay. That's very anticlimactic. I mean, to be fair, those would be pretty cool shoes if I would still need champion shoes. And the transmog. Would you look at that? That is some amazing transmog right there. Oh no. Yeah, I just wanted to say that looks a lot like Warlock. Like a Warlock icon. Okay, I mean, yeah, next week we first of all have the horrific visions again, And second of all, the War Within Dungeon event begins, and usually that gives us a heroic chest. Last time it didn't, I think because the season just started and they didn't want to give us a heroic item just like that, but this time we'll get one. Wait, no, we already had one, right? I think you were already able to get one. Oh, I don't know. This season has already been going on for some time, huh? Alrighty, welcome back to Boo remembers that he wanted to do achievements. That is something that I every now and then completely forget that I'm obsessed with doing achievements, and then I see an achievement that I really want, and then I just get, sucked into that. And one of the things I really want to finish up at some point is You Know How to Reach Me, which gives you the amazing title The Forbidden, which, give me cool transmog or a cool title from an achievement, and I will do it. I'm even more prone to do it for titles than for mounts for some reason. I don't really know why. I'm just crazy about titles, I think. And that is exactly what I'm working on right now. Now, that is also why my inventory looks the way it does. Also, we were able to sell some stuff on the auction house and also not sell some other stuff, but whatever. And I've already looked through the internet, or rather a Wowhead. And apparently some of these achievements are pretty annoying to do. Namely, the Scroll Hunter achievement, which basically is just you running through the Forbidden Reach forever to get these scrolls, and then you use these scrolls. I mean, you can combine it with a few other achievements at the same time, but it just takes forever because these scrolls have a very low drop chance. And another big problem that I rather see as a problem is the champion of the Forbidden Reach. And you will notice that I am missing quite a lot of rare mobs. And when I saw this, I was already thinking, that's not good, because there must be a reason why I'm missing all of these. And yeah, fair enough. Most of these rare mobs that are still missing for me are apparently something so cool. I didn't really play that patch because I didn't like Dragonflight. These are rare mobs that you can summon with items that you get from the different professions. Yeah, and that is exactly as much fun as you think right now, especially if you do it after Dragonflight is over. So what I did is I hopped onto Wowhead and read a few comments, and apparently you can buy these items from the auction house, and they range from a whooping 7,500 to 2,002, and I kid you not, 25,000 gold per item. Yeah. And after reading how you even get these, which involves getting items, then going to the personal crafting station, finding someone who will craft it for you, and then getting this item, I think I will just bite the bullet and probably spend around 100,000 gold on this achievement, just to get all these rares. Which is another little note to all of you kids that right now are ignoring Undermine and want to do all the meta achievements once the War Within is over. Don't do it. Just do it when it's current, at least stuff like this. Now, I didn't really look up this achievement back in the day because I didn't like Dragonflight. I wasn't really feeling it anyway, and I'm much happier doing it right now. But stuff like this is so annoying, and I think they should do a little check up, because the problem with these items is that you cannot loot these items. These specific items you need to have crafted, which means that you need to find someone who can even craft them. And obviously, if you find someone who can craft them and is in the mood to craft them for you, you should also tip them. So I would still say, obviously, if you have all the professions, or if you know someone who can do all of these items, then you can probably just farm them since you're on the island anyway. But you do need several different professions to even get these items, just FYI. And you will still get it cheaper than just buying them from the auction house. But honestly, at this point, I'm not spending my gold much. I'm using some more consumables at the moment because I'm obviously doing M+, and I don't want to look like an absolute cheap bastard when I'm doing that. But, I mean, what do I have the gold for except for spending? Ooh, I forgot how pretty the AFK screen is when you have Narcissus. One of my favorite add-ons. I don't really know what it is. Maybe it's just, you know, nostalgia, because I'm a very nostalgic person. But I really gotta say, doing Dragonflight after the fact has kind of a soothing charm for me. I still don't like it one bit, but like, disconnected from any stories and any characters, I can like some aspect of this expansion a lot more. And I really gotta say, the Forbidden Reach has become somewhat of my happy place. I really like to go there. I really like the music there. And maybe it's just because I really come to like the Dragsphere as a whole concept. You find me more often there than not, which is kind of funky. I mean, I also still have so many achievements to do there, but I also just like the vibe of the Forbidden Reach, which is something that 2 years ago you wouldn't have me utter even over my dead lips. I really hated that place, but hey, you know, we live to learn. And also, alright, Expedition Scout Pack, which I definitely maybe once in a while should open because I'm still missing some of the appearances, let alone the mount that can drop from that thing. But I can't be bothered. Not right now. Not right now, Expedition Scouts backpack. I want to go to my happy place. And at the happy place we have arrived, and there are a few rare mobs up, which is pretty cool. But first, we want to use the Azure Scrying Crystal, because this is a buff that you can buy for yourself if you have the, the currency that you will have. Yeah, the Elemental Overflow used to be very elusive, but then with the introduction of the Forbidden Reach, you could farm this stuff a lot quicker, and you can buy that one from Sexy Craxus over here. And I just realized that I turned on nameplates for some reason, but I'm not in the mood to change that right now. And also, what we want to pick up, no, not from you, we want to pick up a Reliquary Scroll of Perception, because this little bean gives us another buff that makes us see treasures on our minimap, which you also need for one of the achievements. Yeah, for example, right here. Not that one. Where is it? There. And... oh, hi, birdie. And something that you should... oh, wait. There's another one. Oh, yeah. One thing that you should keep in mind is that the Azure Scrying Crystal is pretty dope because, like I said, you can find these stupid scrolls a lot easier that you need for the achievement Scroll Hunter. Also, wait, who interrupted me? The herb interrupted me. But as soon as you find something, and because you're so slow and get distracted by everything, you also missed out on some rare mobs, the buff will go away and you will have to reapply it because it's Blizzard and because that's their way of joking with your feelings, I guess. And I should really stop gathering everything. I should just be here to, get my rares and get my items. And I think this is one of the places where you have to use the super expensive items from the auction house to summon the rare mobs. I will do that later with my wife together, and later also so that there are not any other people that could maybe steal kill one of the rares that I summoned for quite a big sum of gold. So in theory you could, like I said, combine some of these achievements pretty well with one another, because obviously these scrolls can drop from rare mobs, but they can also drop from these hidden troves. But as you might notice by the already amassing mass of troves that I've opened and the lack of scrolls that I have gathered, they don't have a really high chance to drop. I think back in the day there were kill groups that would just kill a lot of enemies and you would just farm it that way, but obviously that is no longer the case because it's old content and no one does this anymore. Also maybe one of the reasons why you never ever see anyone with that title running around, but I think it's worth it because I really want it, and also give me that bone pile. And yeah, this is pretty much what I am doing currently. And as you can see, I also need to unlock a few of the doors in the Skera vaults. That very cool thing that, we found a scroll, hell yeah. And now you can see my other buff has vanished, so I need to use a new scrying crystal. And it's nice that I found one so I can show you. So these scrolls, it can also take a lot longer until you get one of these scrolls. And now you can see, pop, Now I have 24 or 50. When I started this, I had, I think, 14 or something. So just so you know, this will at least take a long while. You need to spend quite a lot of gold or quite a lot of time if you want to summon all the rares from the professions. And also you need to unlock all these doors in that little extra thingy that no one does anymore, because it was the... yeah, you needed to use these vault keys to upgrade a ring that is pretty much the same thing that now also the ring from the Siren Isles is, but the ring from the Siren Isles, they already learned their lesson that we are not really in the mood to do so much extra content just for one little ring, and this time they just gave it for free basically. But in the times of Dragonflight that was not the case, because you know, that was a different kind of blizzard. Oh yeah, also I'm doing this in war mode. I think it doesn't really matter per se, because usually even outside of war mode there are not that many people in these old content zones, especially if there was a new patch that brought a lot of new content. But the one thing that war mode has is the war mode crest, or chest rather, that every now and then falls from the sky, like right now. And even though this obviously is a old war supply crate, it still, for some reason, holds honor and conquest and also these blood token coins. So you get kind of a nice reward every hour if you're hanging out here anyway. So why not take some extra loot on top? Especially if you're like me, just very fond of transmog. So maybe keep that in mind if you're debating which mode you should be in. I am playing on a very, very, very populated server, and I haven't met a single soul throughout my past few days here. That I checked out this place every now and then. And also, now that I've just gathered a flower, you get that little extra regent whenever you, not the windswept, whenever you mine or herbalism a certain type of node, not that one either. Because they have rousing ire, and rousing ire you still need for recipes. So you can sell that stuff for kind of a good buck, which is good, because if you also, just like me, have to do all the extra profession rare mobs, then you should probably sell a little bit of the stuff that you get on here on the island, just to get back your money. Yeah. And also, if you're getting tired of waiting for like some of these crops to spawn, even though they do spawn a lot, I don't know if there is a weekly limit to them. I didn't really look that up. But if there is, I've never noticed it. You can also just go, for example, to the War Crash, where there are just a lot of elite enemies. And I don't know if elite enemies have a higher chance to drop the special items or not. But they definitely just drop more stuff in general. Also more stuff that you can just sell for a good buck. So, yeah. I just sometimes go here if I'm a little bit bored by just flying around and waiting for hidden trophies to appear. And also, one little neat thing that for some reason we now can't see. I was here last night, and whenever I attacked someone with like a torch, the light from the torch actually disappeared and flickered out, and it got darker and darker the more enemies I attacked and killed, which I thought was a really neat detail. So, yeah, whenever people tell me that I am just a little angry baby and that I don't like Dragonflight, that is correct, but I also give credit where credit is due, and I will say as much as this, I definitely appreciate the Forbidden Reach a lot more ever since I've actually quested through the starting zone of the Dragthyr. I still think that the Dragthyr were a little bit of a missed opportunity. I would have much liked if they would have been more of actually soldiers and less of born sexy yesterday little babies that are sometimes very painfully unaware of the world around them. And also just this entire air of, well, we know who Deathwing is, and we know what Deathwing did, so it's kind of funny. Everything is funny, and everything has like this Marvel-esque humor. I wish that they would have just not done that as much, but That is also Blizzard's writing of the time, so yeah. And now we're gonna kill some wares, because we still have our scrying crystal buff active and we haven't found a new scroll. This is something that can definitely happen. You might go like 20 minutes without finding a single scroll, and then all of a sudden, oh, first of all, this is an Furious Writher bark, which gives you Rousing Ire, which is the regent that I talked about that you can sell for quite a good buck on the auction house still. Yeah, you might go an entire 20 to 30 minutes without finding a single scroll, and then all of a sudden you will get 2 scrolls back to back. So, you know, it's the good old Furious Hochenblume. Let's go. I don't know how you pronounce that, because yeah, Blume is literally the German word for flower, so I don't know if that is just a really cool word in English. I actually don't know, or if this is just an adapted German word, just like, in Furious Hochenblume, my beloved. Just like Zeitgeist, for example, which is also a German word that has made it into the English language. And also, man, I love the music here. I really, really, really unironically love the music here. And this windswept Hochenblume I will just ignore and fly onto my beautiful Ishira, and this is also windswept. Hell yeah. Then I can also ignore you. Very nice, very nice. I need all the coins I can get. And you giving me a scroll. You're not giving me a scroll. That's okay. I didn't expect you to give me a scroll, because I only have a buff for it. Oh man. By the way, how many more? Ooh, only 9 more small treasures, and then we have the next little achievement. I mean, to be fair, this is definitely the easiest of them all, because you can just buy that little buff and then you can see them on the map, and that just plays into all the other achievements that you need to have. So yeah, this one is not as exciting and not as crazy, but also wait, there is, oh no, not another windswept, oh no. Because this gives you the debuff of like zooming you around, which is kind of funny, because if you get it mid-air, then you're just zooming around mid-air, which I don't know if that is what they wanted to happen, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And this is another windswept one. Oh, and the Forbidden Horde. Yeah, the Forbidden Hordes are also rare chests that can just spawn. I think they spawn like once every half an hour or hour. And in them you can get everything that you can also get from rare mobs. They're pretty nice. You always have to kill a few elite mobs before you can open the chest. But I mean, that is no longer really a problem. Man, my heart goes out to everyone who did this while this was current content. I don't know how you guys did it. If anyone in the comments did this while it was current content, please tell me how you did it, and if you're still a sane person or if you lost a little bit of yourself while you did this. And if my math is correctly mathing, this should be our last little chest. Oh yeah! Order of the Forbidden Reach. Done. And we're still running around with the same Scryer Crystal. Ah man, I think, yeah, we opened like 30 little chests in the meantime, so that's nice. Just to give you an idea how bad the drop chance of these stupid little things is. But hey, at the end of the day, would an achievement be anything without stupid and completely unnecessary grinding? No, then it wouldn't be my WoW. Even though I completely agree with everyone on Wowhead, they could have changed this achievement to require like 25 scrolls or even less. Like, you still have to spend quite an extraordinary amount of time on this island to get this achievement, and most of it is still just standing around and waiting for spawns, or just flying around and hoping that in these chests you get the required or needed items. So, you know, it doesn't have to be 50. It really doesn't have to be 50, but we all know Blizzard. And we know that they will probably change this achievement the moment that I've done the achievement. That's usually how the cookie crumbles. But not being salty or anything, you know. I would never. And maybe now. we're gonna get nothing. Hell yeah. Well, and with all of these things done and some rares defeated, I'm gonna end today's episode right here and now. I really hope, just like always, that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider leaving a like or a comment. It helps and I appreciate it so much. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider doing that in the next episode. For the moment, I am just really vibing with this weekly compilation concept of my videos, but don't worry, I'm also planning to do a few other videos, but you know, real life, stress, stuff happens, but I still wanna give you guys a weekly video because it's fun. So I'm gonna say, see you next weekend, and until then, bye bye.